Indiana takes down San Francisco 5-1 on BTN Student U. Takes down San Francisco 5-1 on BTN Student U. I'm Eddie Cotton, and alongside me is Luke Hallett. Luke, what were your main impressions of tonight's matchup?
For Indiana, it was that they were able to take advantage of their opportunities when they presented themselves. All season long last year, they weren't able to take advantage of those opportunities, but today they scored 5 goals. They had a bunch of shots, a bunch of them on frame, and they were able to take advantage and score 5.
Now, Indiana, a team with high expectations. This just only the home opener. Luke, how do you expect them to build off this?
I expect them to have a great deal of confidence going forward. They face off against number 2 ranked Maryland in just a few games, and if they're able to take the confidence from scoring 5 goals today into that game, I think they're in great shape.
So Indiana using flair, improvisation, and talent throughout for a dominating win. Indiana 5, San Francisco 1. Thanks for watching on BTN Student U.
That the Dons have, they really make the offense go, really the leaders of this club.
Now you say that, now turn to the other side of the spectrum, the other team out there. Indiana, who are the really impact players that we should be watching out for?
We mentioned Grant Lillard. I feel like being number 5 in Top Drawer Soccer's rankings really qualifies him as perhaps the best player, trying to make up for Tanner Thompson in his absence. Thompson now playing for the Indy 11.
As now Dorsey gets knocked down in a box, and we have an early penalty call. The impact freshman Griffin Dorsey using his bulldozing speed to cut inside the box and get knocked down on that one.
Dorsey has already scored 1 goal this season in the 100th minute. As you look at this replay, just really gets bodied there by Di Giuseppe.
A strong tackle from Di Giuseppe. And now Indiana with the opportunity to get on the board within the first minute here. It'll be interesting to see who they put up there. It'll be Trevor Swartz, the midfielder who looks to have a huge impact on this team.
And really for the keeper for San Francisco, their job is just going to be pick a side and hopefully pick correct.
Swartz is a lethal finisher as he approaches the ball. Gives it a rip and finds the back of the net. Indiana, within a minute, takes a 1-0 lead behind the foot of Trevor Swartz, one of their early season team leaders.
You take a look at this PK, just perfectly places it towards the far post. A roller on the ground, and the keeper went the exact opposite way. Early 1-0 lead for the Hoosiers.
And Luke, something we were talking about before this matchup is how Trevor Swartz is going to have to play a pivotal role on this team, really taking the place of graduated midfielder Tanner Thompson. Grant Lillard with a boatload of preseason honors. How pivotal is it to have a defender like Grant Lillard on your team just for your confidence when you're playing out there?
It gives you a fantastic state of peace of mind. I mean, if you make a mistake in perhaps the attacking third and are trying to face a counter, just having him back there is just such a warm security blanket.
Now Dorsey sends this cross into the near post, but cannot find the head of Mason Toy as that's played out by Stoiver. But again, Dorsey has really been the huge attack element for the Indiana Hoosiers as this is played in forward for him again. He finds Toy, who finds the back of the net. The freshman connection puts the Hoosiers up 2 here with 26 left to go in the first half.
Eddie, we talked about the team chemistry. Look at that pass, a beautiful pass to Mason Toy. Freshman connection, you hit on it perfectly. Indiana already looking like they could run away with this one, a 2-0 lead. That pass a beauty to Toy.
That near post finish from Mason Toy, his second of the season. And we talk about that freshman connection, both of which comes from the U.S. men's national team experience, not only the Indiana experience, as both these players played together on the U.S. men's national under-18 team. A beautiful finish from Toy, and the chemistry really evident early on between those two. And now a substitution. Rashad Hyacinth, the senior striker, coming in for Thomas War. He hasn't seen many minutes so far this season, but him coming into the game really a signal that Indiana might look to change their style of play.
I talked a bit about it earlier. They can't be complacent with being up 1 goal. They definitely don't want to get a draw out of this one. They've played well enough to earn the win. one more goal would really solidify that.
Hyacinth now maintaining control. He gets tugged down a little bit, and the ref sees that. It'll be a clear call and a advantageous set-piece opportunity for Indiana. Certainly something that they can attack.
This is going to be the best goal-scoring opportunity Indiana has had this half, outside of the very first minute where they had a nice shot on a corner kick, and a yellow card actually going to be issued as well.
Rashad Hyacinth, known for his hold-up play, his strength. Definitely used it there.
Hyacinth clearly passed his man, and just a tug of the jersey. The referee's going to see that every time.
So he tried to play that forward for Poncho. Imagine what could have been without that tug. Almost a necessary.
That's why you do it. Prevent the goal from being scored in a very hefty tug.
And now a conversation between three rather talented men, and Corey Thomas, Timmy Mel, and Trevor Swartz. It always intrigues me to think about what they might be talking about. Mel over the ball. He gives it a shot, and it's curled right off of the hand of Stuyver and in the back of the net. Indiana takes a 3-1 lead off of Timmy Mel's clinical finish off the set piece.
Eddie, I'll tell you what they were talking about in that little conversation there. They were talking about, how are we going to put this one in the net? How are we going to do it? And you know what they did? They said, we're going to cross this in. We're going to bend it in. It's going to be a beautiful shot. I'm going to score, and then I'm going to go slide down towards the flag. And you know what? That's exactly what they did.
Timmy Mel, the defender, not really known for his ability on the offensive side of the ball, but he takes that set piece and bends it right over the wall. And there's almost nothing Stuyver can do. What a beautiful curled finish from the defender. Gutyar now. Gutman trying to play it forward for Corey Thomas, and a huge slide tackle by Gutyar. Gutyar gonna play it forward for Hyacinth. Gets in behind, and he's taken down, and the ref will call for the second penalty shot of the night.
That's a bit of a break for Indiana. I thought there was going to be a foul called on the slide tackle, and Indiana wisely didn't see play stop, so they had to keep going, and now they're going to be rewarded with a penalty kick.
Manny Padilla looking noticeably upset, and Timmy Mel and Padilla having a little bit of an exchange. Hoosiers with a huge chance now.
This ball played a little more 1-2, and just a shove in the back. Looked like the defender didn't want to hit him too hard, but fell down. Now it's going to be a penalty kick. Indiana with a chance to blow the hinges right off this one.
Gutyar really feathered that in for Hyacinth. Great eyes upfield. And now, with Trevor Swartz on the bench, Frankie Moore will be taking this penalty. Holding midfielder that doesn't really get much mention because he plays more of a defensive role. Does a lot of the things that get unspoken about as he approaches the ball. Quick run up and slowly takes that one. Finessed behind Stuyver, who dives to his left. And the Hoosiers take a 4-1 lead with 11 minutes to go.
This second half has been all Hoosiers all half long. This penalty kick, just the right amount of finesse. You nailed it with that word. Looks like he's going to run up and take it hard, but instead fakes the keeper out and puts it where he's not. And a beauty, and now the Hoosiers with a commanding 3-goal lead.
And Frankie Moore, I mentioned it, a player that really doesn't do much for the stat sheet, but still plays a vital role. Last season, no goals in the entire year, but now in the home opener for the Hoosiers in the Adidas IU Credit Union Classic, finds the back to come to California.
Now I have lived in California for a few years of my life, younger years, and I can confirm very, very nice. In the Palo Alto area, it's wonderful weather all year round. Can't really beat it.
That ball's played forward for Hyacinth. A quick shot and a quick finish from Rashad Hyacinth. What a beautiful shot from the outside of the foot. And the fun dance and flair from one of the most energetic players on this Hoosier team.
Hyacinth seemingly out of nowhere. It looked like we were just chatting around here, and Hyacinth said, you know what, I think I'm going to rip one here. Took it off a volley and put a missile in the back of the net. The keeper that was just brought in had no idea what had just hit him. Now Indiana extends their lead. It's 5-1.